Hello, my friends. Again, I say welcome to another session of our Legacy series. Now, for those who have gone down this way before, again, we thank you for the response that we are getting and the sharing that you're doing. When I speak to my friend Dr. Karen Donkey, she says, Trevor, we share, we share, we share. I can't tell you how much they emphasize how much they're sharing the things that has to do with our legacy series. Because our legacy series represents the diaspora's response to the needs and the relationships we have both here and in our home country. And Brother Dale Brown, Secretary to the First World Cricket Hall of Fame, or anchor and host of this program, has been very diligent in unearthing the diamonds, that are sometimes hidden in our community to make sure that we get benefit from the services and from the mentorship of the programs that they have in place. On so many occasions, I've had people who have listened to some of the things that our organization is doing and copied the idea because they never thought about doing that. Okay? And when you get that type of feedback, you understand how important this channel is right now to our development. So again, I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for sharing. And I'm going to turn over this portion now to our host and anchor of our Legacy Series, Secretary to the First World Cricket Hall of Fame, the Honorable Dale Brown. Thank you so much.
I thank you, Professor. And tonight is a very special time for us because you have asked me, Professor, to unearth diamonds. But, Professor, this evening I've gone a little bit further. And what I've done, I've unearthed from the gem on the hill, a school which is one of the oldest still operating schools in Jamaica, named Westwood, located in Stewarttown, Jamaica.
Uh-huh.
And these two outstanding ladies, they represent the Westwood Alumni Association,
Uh-huh.
and we will from here on in refer to them as WOGA, WOGA, New York Incorporated, because this is the New York chapter.
Uh-huh.
And we have with us the president of and founder of this chapter, Miss Jennifer Brown, unrelated to me, and also Miss Natoya Brown-Dent, again unrelated.
Oh, come
But
on,
these
Brother
are
Dale.
two excellent individuals who represent what this legacy series stands for, where we highlight organizations that are dedicated to nation building,
Yes.
especially in Jamaica, but throughout the Caribbean region. And our job is to archive what they are doing and what they have done, what they intend to do. And
Yes.
so we are the archivists, and they are the action people. And I like to call it, they represent faith in action.
Okay.
And we are fortunate to have two gems. So I will welcome Miss Jennifer Brown, President. Welcome, Miss Brown,
Thank you
and
very
Miss
much, Dale.
Natoya Brown-Dent, the Public Relations Officer for the same organization. Welcome, Natoya.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Okay,
having us on this evening.
okay. So Miss Jennifer, and that's a name that is near and dear to me because I have an aunt, Jennifer. Now, I'm very curious to know. You went to Westwood. We all know that. What primary school did you attend?
So, first of all, let me reiterate how grateful we are for the opportunity to talk about our legacy in bloom, actually, this year. Uh, so, I am from Petersfield in Westmoreland. I did attend Petersfield Primary School for a couple of years. And then I went to Unity Primary School, also in Westmoreland, Strathbogie. Took my common entrance. And then after passing my common entrance, I went to Westwood High School.
Okay. And
So that was my journey.
any teacher that stood out to you at primary school that you'd like to mention their name?
Yes, there was Mrs. Laurel Brown, who is now deceased. Um, yes. SLG Brown and his wife, Mrs. Laurel Brown. She was a very, very ladylike lady, very impressive lady. And even as a child, she really made such an impact on me. And it helped that her daughter was also in my class. And we ended up at Westwood High School together, too. Yes. So above all the teachers that I had, I think Mrs. Brown made the most impact on me as a child.
Thank you. And Miss Natoya, your primary school and the teacher that made, or teachers that made the most impact on your early life.
So I am an Ochi girl from Ocho Rios. So I went to Ocho Rios Primary School. While you ask that question, I'm here and I'm cracking up because her name is Miss Armstrong. She's now deceased, but interestingly enough, she taught my brother. And when I moved back to Jamaica a few years ago, my son, actually, she started teaching at Ocho Rios Prep, and my son actually went into her class
Wow.
almost 40 years later. So yes, she is, yeah, entirely her. My brother, my son, it was a wonderful teacher that I'll never forget, Miss Armstrong. God rest her soul.
Okay, thank you very much. And from there, you of course went to Westwood. And what inspired you to attend Westwood? Did you have a choice?
Was that question for Natoya or myself?
I apologize for you, Jennifer.
Oh, no, I didn't have a choice. That was sort of ordained. My mother had wanted her girls to attend Westwood High School. She had a sister who attended Westwood back in the days, and she wanted her girls to attend Westwood High School. And even though she had already passed away by the time I was to go to high school, my dad did enroll my sister in Westwood. Well, he begged the headmistress at the time to take his daughter with the promise that as long as we passed our common entrance exams after, as younger sisters, she would accept us in the school as well. So three of us went to Westwood, three sisters.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it was traditional. And Miss Natoya,
It
how
became
about you?
traditional.
Became
Yes.
traditional, yes.
Yes.
So for
And Miss Natoya?
me, I did not want to go to Westwood. I wanted to go to Kingston, like everybody from Ocho Rios, right? Unfortunately, I passed for Westwood. So, and the story behind it is it was an easier adjustment to Trelawney. That's where Stewarttown is. That's where Westwood is, than it would be for Kingston. That's the story my mother told me. So that's the story I'm going with. But I did pass my common entrance for Westwood.
Okay, thank you very much. And back to Jennifer, your time at Westwood, how did it help to shape who you are today?
So unknowingly, my experience at Westwood, my experiences totally shaped the person that I became as an adult and even now as a grown older woman. While I was there, however, I can't say I enjoyed my time there at all because it was pretty harsh. I went to Westwood, I believe, when I was 10 years old, so that was a very harsh environment to be in. It was my first experience sleeping on a Kaya mattress. That was shocking. And there are so many other things that I just didn't understand why my dad did this to us as children. But despite my dislikes about a lot of things at Westwood, um, as an adult, in reflection, I got to focus on the good that it did for me. So, for instance, I never had to think about soft skills. You go to Westwood High School, you learn soft skills without knowing that, critical thinking, independence, tolerance, and I mean tolerance with manners and with respect, you know. At the same time, Westwood taught you because it still is a girls' boarding school. It is one of the oldest girls' boarding school in Jamaica. And back in the time when I attended Westwood, majority of the students boarded. So you had to live with and learn to live with people of all different backgrounds, you know. And we were all children. So before you were jaded in life, you got to attend this school and live in dorms sometimes of 20 odd students. You don't know them, but you get to know them, right? Those are life lessons that stay with you. So later in life, when I became a leader, I was able to lead all levels of staff. I had no problem with leadership because I had learned to be understanding of, to be empathetic, to be tolerant, to be kind, to be human to others just by being a student at Westwood High School.
And Miss Natoya, how did your time at Westwood help to shape who you are today?
So how do I what more can I say? Right? So Westwood, my time at Westwood, I have to say, my children say I'm OCD um, with the way I categorize, and I like things in order. And I have to say that's from Westwood. We had specific spots and places to put things, and it just makes order, right? So order and management and skills to cope, like Jennifer said. I don't think I would have learned that had I not been in that girl boarding school. How to adjust to almost any situation, right? We had times when there was no electricity. We had times when there was no water. We didn't have running water in all the bathrooms. And we still had to maintain that decorum. We still had, listen, when it was time to eat, we have to eat with a knife and a fork, no matter what it is that we're eating. And I don't mean the regular way, the British way, on the back of the fork. All right. So, as
Nice.
hungry as you were not going to gulp your food. You have to sit upright with the knife and the fork in the left and get your grains of rice on your fork and then grab a little bit of meat and then eat that. And we know better than to eat everything on the plate. You're a lady, you leave a little. So I can go on and on and on. I sit in church and my son is like, Mom, my daughter's like, can you relax? I am relaxed. This is how I am relaxed. We're sitting upright. Our heads are up. Our chin is up. Okay, so do you understand what I'm trying to say here? So that etiquette, that being a lady. Um, I think I attribute that to Westwood. You can tell a Westwood girl by the way she carries herself, by the way she speaks, by the way her house is. You can tell a Westwood girl. And I love that about Westwood. That is what I would say was the one thing that was engraved in me that I could only have gotten from there. I mean, obviously, we could have gone to etiquette school and all these other finishing programs that they have, but that is Westwood, 100% Westwood. That's
Brother,
it for me.
Brother Dale,
Yes, sir.
I get the feeling that they never drank soup there.
Yes, and we had to
We
use
did.
the spoon a certain way. It's
Yeah.
different when you're doing the tea, right? The soup spoon.
So Westwood also taught you to be a lady. It was a
Yes,
finishing school without saying it was a finishing
yes.
school.
Mhm.
And there are certain m manners, I guess, types of manners that were taught to us at Westwood, for instance. We were not allowed to take the same steps as the teachers, the staff, right? However, in inclement weather, sometimes we used to. But no matter how hard it was falling, and you're going up those teacher steps, and a teacher is coming down, you could be one step away from the top, and a teacher is coming down, you better reverse all the way to the bottom. Allow that teacher to walk down the steps before you walk up those steps. That was just discipline. It was heavy discipline without touching you. There was no spanking. It was just, these are the rules. These are the marks that you get, the disciplinary marks that you get for violating the rules, including suspension or expulsion, depending on what the rules were. So it was a very strict environment, and very few students violated the rules because we didn't want to be punished.
It seems to me like a regimented British school as an old school.
It was, it was, it was, it
So,
was.
so I would presume that you had quite a few British teachers also.
Yes, and there were some teachers from Africa, like I think Ghana. I don't remember where else, but yes, we had a lot of British teachers.
I know for
European teachers, let me
I,
say,
I,
European
I, I
teachers.
experienced that at Titchfield also with the
Oh, okay.
with the British teachers, so I can see a similarity there. But for a
Mm-hmm.
boarding school, that must have been like being in a convent.
Pretty similar. Your uniform had to be a certain number of inches above your knee. What was it? Above your knee? Yeah.
Below.
Is it above or below your knee?
Well,
Something.
it
I don't
was
remember.
above, so it couldn't be a certain inches higher than. Yes, so um
Yeah. And if your uniform looked shorter than it should be, then you would have
your
to kneel down
fingertips.
on, yeah, kneel down and they would measure it. And
Oh my goodness.
if
Wow.
it wasn't because you see everything was regulation. You had in my time we had regulation shoes, regulation socks,
Oh my.
you know. You wore uniforms during the week. During the daytime, in the evenings, after you took a shower and stuff, you had to wear white dresses in the evenings, and we always had our school pins on our affixed to our clothes. These are our pins,
Did you also have
right?
did did you also have pleats where you had to starch and iron those? Because I remember seeing some
We
girls
didn't
and
have pleats.
oh good God, you're
We
lucky.
didn't have pleats. I think it was gore, right, Natoya? The uniform was gore. We didn't have pleats. Yeah. But listen, a lot of students from back in those days enjoyed their time at Westwood,
Mhm.
but for some of us, like myself, we had factors that happened in our families that caused us to go to Westwood. And so some of us went and didn't enjoy our time there. Like
Yeah.
for me, my mother passed away, right? So time probably that as children you'd spend grieving with your family, you ended up going away to boarding school. So it sort of took away some of the fun. And then the environment was harsh, as I said before. It also was cold because Westwood is really sitting on a hilltop.
Yeah.
Well, what is amazing to me is that listening to both of your experiences in the past, and the fact that you're both so dedicated to Westwood now.
Like I said, in retrospect, I got to understand the values that I learned at Westwood, the good that the experience did for me, and the teachers who influenced me when I was there, and even some of the students.
Mhm.
So I am able as an adult to look at the good and not focus so much on the bad,
Yes.
Right.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Miss Jennifer, before we move on to the WOGA part of our interview, you mentioned uniforms, and we spoke about uniforms. But whenever you say Westwood, I remember a hat.
I'm gonna take it out. I have to pull it out.
Okay.
This is the hat
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank
with the
you.
band.
Thank you very much. It's the first time I'm seeing that hat too.
They are
And it's Jippy
famous.
Jappa. It's Jippy Jappa. Don't ever say straw hat. Westwood
Okay.
hat is Jippy Jappa.
There you go. Thank God I didn't
Okay.
say that.
I hope Latoya didn't burn her hat.
Actually, no. Where's the dog, Jennifer? We gotta show the dog. No.
Wow.
That is a
Have
part.
everything here.
Okay. Oh, that's oh
So
my. So that's the uniform with the hat.
that's the uniform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the hats
wow.
Great
Just
piece of
hold it
and the
right there.
uniform.
Yeah.
great piece of
And
history
see,
there.
she's in her black shoe
Uh-huh.
with her navy socks. It was all uniformed. Everything was regulated.
So
Yes.
you could tell the Westwood girls just by seeing them on the street.
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
For
Right.
sure.
Right. Now, so staying with you, Jennifer, if you don't mind. So now we come to WOGA. And you, as you pointed out, your leadership, you learned, you got those values from Westwood, and now you have turned around or continued that journey. And what now inspired you to form WOGA New York Incorporated chapter?
Several years ago, a number of students at Westwood got the opportunity to attend a UN conference here, and there was no chapter, therefore, no official support, right, for them. And I was asked to try to gather some of my classmates to see if we could provide them with accommodation, etc., to make it possible for them to not lose the opportunity. And because at the time, my daughter was in college. I think my daughter and my son were in college at the time, one of my sons. And so um, three, we had three empty bedrooms, the guest room and my daughter's room, one of my son's bedrooms. And so we said, okay, we will host them since nobody else had the space to put them up. So we said we would host them if they were willing to, you know, double up in rooms and what have you. So we did end up hosting, I believe, 4 students and a teacher. We did. Yeah, I think it was 4 students and a teacher. We hosted in our home, and it became like we had extra children because we had to feed them, we had to transport them. And we live in Long Island. We had to make sure they got into the city safely. They got to the UN every morning, came back to Penn Station to meet me. I was working in the city at the time. Take them back home, had to entertain them, right? So we planned an entire week of hosting these folks, people we didn't know. just so they would not lose the opportunity. And yes, with help from a number of Westwood Old Girls all over the world who helped us with donations so that it wouldn't be too onerous on my husband and myself. We were able to treat them to a Broadway play, dinner, and a movie, um, and all kinds of stuff we did for them. And that told me that we needed to have an alumni association here so that if this should happen again or anything similar, these children could be able to stay at a hotel closer to where they're supposed to be versus having to commute from Long Island down to Manhattan. And this was in winter, by the way. So we had to find them coats and warm shoes and all those things. Um, and that's how really WOGA New York was born. But the reality didn't really happen until after I met this young lady who was here with me, our PRO, Natoya Brown-Dent. I was introduced to her. So I'd been meeting with my classmates for a while and talking to other alumni associations here to try to figure out how do you form an alumni association chapter here. I was working in a for-profit organization, so I knew nothing about nonprofit, but I did have leadership and management experience. So I knew I had what to do, but I didn't know how to do the do, right? Um, and I met Natoya. Um, Natoya had already started working on a website. When I met her, I said, I think we should create an app. And she said, Oh, I'm 10 steps ahead of you because I'm working on a website already. But what it did was it gave me like a partner to work with, somebody who had the same vision that I had, and some of my classmates as well. And then we got some other Westwood Old Girls involved. And so we were able to have our first meeting and started our chapter. So it's really necessity is the mother of invention. That's really what happened. Because I'm sure others were thinking about it, but it didn't happen. You have to have some like-minded people to come to the same conclusion. When you're doing something like this, remember it's voluntary. And don't get me wrong, there was an iteration of the chapter. I say that loosely. There was a group existing in New York before. As far as I'm aware, they were never an official registered corporation. So when we started, I said that I would like for us to operate as a business in terms of putting all our paperwork together, making sure that we're registered, etc., so that we would have a bona fide company. And we did. So here we are 10 years later. Thanks again,
Beautiful.
Natoya.
Yes. And for those who may be unfamiliar with Westwood, again, they're one of the oldest still operating high schools or secondary schools in Jamaica. They're still boarding school and they are unique in many, 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 many ways. And we are just fortunate to have these two ladies here with us doing this interview. Can you, Jennifer, or who, whichever wishes to answer this, can you tell us about WOGA's role in rehabilitating the sick day or clinic at Westwood High School?
I'll take that. Natoya, you can jump in as well. So last year, I had the privilege of attending graduation at the school, and I did a tour of the campus. And when I saw the clinic, I decided that we had to do something about it. As a boarding institution and a girls' school at that, I thought that the clinic was not in the best shape that it should be in. So I came back armed with pictures and videos and did a full presentation to the chapter at our next chapter meeting. And the consensus right there, it was, yes, we have to fix that. It drew a very emotional response. And so we started to look for contractors, etc., and engaged with the school leadership. And um, pretty soon after that, we started to restore the clinic. And we were almost 90% or about 90% finished with the restoration project when Hurricane Melissa came and undid what we did. So right now, well, prior to, let's say, after hurricane, we were back to square one. But with the help of the ministry, the roof is being fixed, but we still have a lot of work to do because the rest of the clinic needs to be fixed and all the things that were in the clinic, the beds, the cabinets, the supplies, etc. Anything that you would need in what we call a sick bay. We call it a sick bay. So it is for the Westwood community, right? Everything needs to be replaced in there. So we still have a lot of work to do and a lot of fundraising to do as a result. Natoya, did I miss anything?
Yep. And I think you call it Hurricane Melissa, but it's more like Monstrous Melissa.
I mean, that's not the only damage that it did at Westwood, obviously, because like I said, the school song says, "Oh, Westwood sitting there upon a hilltop as if it were a tribute to the sun." But because Westwood does perch on a hilltop, it's open to anything that comes its way. Winds, rains, hurricane. The auditorium was totally, totally shredded. When I saw that picture, I could not believe it was the auditorium that I was in just a few months before that. I kept asking, is this the auditorium now? I could not believe it. So there's a lot of work to be done. Dorms have been damaged, classrooms have been damaged, and Westwood also suffered 2 fires.
So, as we mentioned, the monstrous Melissa, COVID was also a very challenging time. How did you contribute to the school during that period?
We responded to requests that we got from school leadership. One of the first things we did was we donated 40 laptops to students in need, students who didn't have access to devices to learn because we understood that some students were using their parents' cell phones, and we knew that that was not tenable at all. So we did that. We sent care packages, maybe over 100 care packages for sure. We sent to students in need. There are students on a program called, I want to say PIP, I think it's called PIP program. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. Maybe it's not PIP, but it's for students who are in need. So what we did was through the Laskachin Foundation, UJA, because we're members of UJA. UJA did a program with the Laskachin Foundation, where all the UJA member organizations have the opportunity to purchase care packages for the students at their school. And this is not just during COVID. It has been ongoing now. They run it during Christmas as well. But we took advantage during COVID and we were able to send care packages for those students. So when you do something like that, it's not just the student who is benefiting from that, it's their families, right? Yeah.
As we approach our 2032 centennial.
Okay, you mentioned being involved in a graduation exercise, and again, this is for either of you ladies. What role does WOGA play in scholarships or awards, any type of recognition for students? What role do you play there?
So WOGA New York. So you have to differentiate between WOGA New York and WOGA. WOGA is the Jamaica chapter. WOGA New York. We do now have our own scholarship program called the Ignite Her Success Scholarship Program. We did issue 4 grants out of the scholarship program last year when I attended graduation, and also did a special facilitation where we, how should I say this? We prevented a student from not graduating from school. And that was quite a big sum.
Good.
But on a regular
Financial
basis,
support. Yes.
yes, we provided, so let me just say this properly. We provided financial support to benefit a student who would have not otherwise graduated. Had we not provided that support, she would not have been able to graduate.
So a question, in that relative, how do you fundraise?
Natoya?
I'll take that one. But before I do, I just wanted to add a little bit of sauce to what Jennifer just said. Not only when it comes to graduation, post-graduation, we also help with college tuition and placement and help with okay, all right. Talking to helping to get into college, and not just financial support, but mentorship and the sisterhood that we are so fond of. We keep saying WOGA, and I just want you gentlemen to know WOGA, the W is for Westwood, the O is for old, the G is for girl, and the A is for association, right? So Jennifer affectionately refers to us as old girls because of that. So it's WOGA, Westwood Old Girls Association. We're the New York chapter. All right, so how do we fundraise? For me, when I live here in New York City for 30 years now, I have always volunteered with New York Cares. That's a major volunteer organization here that we go around to the public schools in the New York City, in all 5 boroughs, and we would paint murals and help the students when it comes to painting and just arts, I guess, arts and craft. And when I saw what was happening in Westwood, I got a little disturbed. I'm like, I need to be doing this for my Westwood girls, not for America Has Everything, right? So that's when I was introduced to Jennifer and WOGA New York. However, when it comes to fundraising, I took that same mindset that I use with the volunteering here, and social media is a very big part of it. Everybody wants to feel good about themselves, for lack of a better term, right? And how else can you feel good about yourself in that way? Volunteering your time if you have it. If not, volunteering your finances is always great, but also just by sharing the information, right? When I say Jennifer is just a genius at grant writing and letters and that whole legal part. I am more so the fun, carefree PRO that's on social media, having everybody giggle and want to open their pocketbooks, right? The that line from their heart to their pockets, right? So fundraising, it's both sides. So the balance comes in with both of us working together. She'll work that angle and I'll work the other angle, right? The business and the old girls. And people genuinely want to help. If they know that this is a legitimate organization that is doing exactly what it says it is, helping the students of Westwood High School, they want to help. It's just getting the news and the way to donate to them, right? So that's where, and we're so happy that you invited us here because now your people will know how to help us help Westwood. I hope that
More
answers.
people and more
Yeah.
people, more people. So some of what we have done in the past, um, pickleball has now become one of our fundraising vehicles. So one of our board members is a pickleball aficionado, and so we now have a biannual pickleball fundraiser, right? Um, we have done popcorn fundraisers. We are going to be doing our tea party.
Grand Tea Party.
Yep. So, and then for our 10th anniversary, we're also doing a gala. That will be a huge fundraiser, we hope, for us.
You have done galas before?
We did
Yes.
one, and honestly, it was very shocking at home the cost. The cost was very shocking. So we resorted to doing smaller fundraisers. We believe in um, creating different streams of income
Yes.
versus that one big one that you do and get disappointed in the end. And honestly, we have not done too badly. We could do a lot better, but we haven't done too badly.
Okay.
So there's room for improvement. Put it that
Now,
way.
you mentioned the tea party. Do we have a date in mind?
Yes. Our tea party is going to be on Saturday, May 23rd. I can give you all the details. I'll let Natoya do that.
Okay.
It's on Saturday, May 23rd at the United Methodist Church in Elmont. It says Elmont,
Valley
Elmont, New York,
Stream.
Valley Stream. It is going to be a day you will never ever forget because remember earlier when you asked the question about what I remember most and what was the most impactful? You're going to see it on full display. Okay.
Okay.
So come dress sharp. There will be so much in such a little time. It's from 2 o'clock
The 7.
to 7 p.m.
Mhm.
We're going to not only have live entertainment from the International Women of Reggae. We're going to have a live panel. Uh, Fashion. We're very big on fashion, as you can tell,
Mhm.
right? So we're going to have fashion shows. We have a couture, world-renowned hat designer who's also an old girl
A
from
Westwood
Westwood.
Old Girl.
We have a fashionista who's also international. She will be bringing the fashion. She's also a Westwood Old Girl. We have a wellness segment, food. Of course, there's going to be food and drinks. We're also going to have what we affectionately call the hat contest. I think we had a gentleman enter the last one, right? And also a silent auction, which is another way that we fundraise. We silent auctions, and I'm telling you, the items up for auction, yeah, It's I don't want to give
Wonderful.
away too much, but you're gonna want
Wonderful.
to bid.
Wonderful.
Yes.
One thing I want to add, you see, is that tea, tea time is something that's ingrained in Westwood. Every Westwood old girl has uh, left Westwood with that being a part of their DNA. So every day at about, I want to
4
say
4 p.m.
4 to 5 or 5:30 was tea time. After, so the way Westwood is structured, or let me say it was structured because I'm sure some things have been altered a little bit. Although um, the principal has tried to continue all the traditions in as much as she can. So you had breakfast. A bell used to wake you up for in the mornings, and a bell used to tell you what is happening at any given time of the day. There was nobody who was going to stop you and say, it's time for you to go to lunch now. No, a bell did that, right? So you had breakfast, you had lecture hall afterwards where we went for prayers, and then it was time for classes to start. Then there was break time. You went back to classes. Then it's lunchtime. You went back to classes. And then it was rest time. After school was finished, then you went to rest. And we rested for like an hour and a half or something like that. And then you got up and it was tea time, right? So we're accustomed to that. So when we have a tea party, it's not a thing. It's not just a frivolous thing that we do. It's actually in our DNA from Westwood. And one of the things that we will be doing is we will talk about the importance of tea time at Westwood when we have our tea party, because it's a tradition.
And this is an event for the entire family. I
Mm-hmm.
promise you, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your son, your nephew, your niece will enjoy the tea party. It's for everyone.
And let's tell Dale that Dale is welcomed. Males are welcomed.
Oh, he's
I'm
already
so
on the VIP list.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Trevor, that you're probably not won't be here.
What? And
But if you happen to be into, are we exciting you so much that you're thinking of coming?
repeat the date.
May 23rd. It is actually Memorial Day weekend. Saturday, May 23rd.
Making a note of it. Have you
Yes.
had any event you have collaborated with any of the other high schools?
Not yet. Not yet, but we're talking.
Okay.
We're talking. There are quite a few schools in Trelawney St. Anne area. We're talking. We may start there. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Natoya is from Stewart Town. I actually went to Clarkstown Primary School and to Duansville's Primary School in Trelawney, you know.
You did? Do you know how many students came from Clarkstown, Duanville? One of my very good friends came from Duanville.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. Wow. So
yeah.
are you from Clarkstown?
Well, actually, I'm from Portland. I was I passed my scholarships and attending Duansville, and I was supposed to go to Cornwall, which I've stated on more than one occasion. But because of the fluidity of which my family moved, because they were agricultural specialists and they
Oh,
transferred them
mm-hmm,
at the drop of a hat, I was shipped
mm-hmm.
east, and so I attended Titchfield,
Oh, okay.
among other things. Yes,
Okay. Wow.
but
Clarkstown is that the town after Stewarttown or is that Jacksontown?
It is the town after.
it is
So
it.
once
So
you pass
Stewarttown,
Westwood, yeah.
Stewarttown, then Clarkstown, then Jacksontown. Okay. So Natoya is from Ocho Rios.
Yes. But Westwood is in Stewarttown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we are inviting you both. and everybody else who is
Of
listening.
course. Of
Yes,
course.
for an elegant afternoon tea where we will be
Yes.
fundraising for our alma mater.
Yes. And like Natoya said, this coming Friday, we are going to host a Spill the Tea fashion tips with hats and fascinators, hosted by
Well, we'll
one
be
of
doing the
our.
fashion by Stush this Friday. Next Friday, it's the
Oh,
hats
I'm
and
sorry.
fascinators. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
If you have any photographs, videos, or anything, my email is contact@sosobone.com.
You got it. You got it, Natoya?
It's easy. Contact@sosobone.com. So you can shoot those to me as well.
Will do. Thank you.
Are you talking videos after the tea party, or
No, I'm talking about
what do you
no.
want?
We're talking about I'm talking about what you have already done, and
Oh, okay.
and we're advertising an event that is coming up.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Good.
And
Well,
of
this
course,
is
one of the things that I would really like to know is I'd like to know the names of your two children, or is it three?
Of my children?
Yes, you met your
Oh,
you
I have
you
three grown children.
yes,
Yes.
you mentioned that you gave up their rooms to strangers who were passing through the desert. and
So
and and at that point I would have liked to say that I gave them Maria's room and Nataya's room, but you never mentioned their names, and for me like
no, no, and they're grown now. They're all adults now because I do have grandchildren. So my daughter Brittany was in college at the time, and my son Yishko, they were in college at the time. My third and oldest is Johanse. So those are my three children. And now I have four fabulous grandkids, very delicious grandkids.
and of course Natoya.
And Natoya has children
You
too.
should refer to them and like, okay, I'm listening.
So my firstborn is Jonil, my son is Reese, and my youngest daughter is Rhea. Yeah. But you will be meeting Rhea at the tea party. She's one of the models. Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
And you'll be meeting my Brittany
Yeah.
at the tea party.
Okay.
Wow.
So
No,
hopefully you plan
yes,
to come.
we'll do our best. You said it's from 2 to 7
Yes.
on
Yes.
May 23rd
Yes.
Yes.
in
And
Elmont.
Elmont, yes.
It
Yes.
it it says the address of this room. It is St. John's United Methodist Church.
Yes.
They're on Stewart Avenue and Mont Road.
So it says some Google Maps ways, they all differ. Some say Valley Stream, New York, some say Elmont, New York. If you
Yeah.
Google, it will say Elmont, but when you put it in the GPS, it's gonna say Valley Stream. So I guess they're
Very different.
interchangeable,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
is the Methodist Church. Yeah.
We will
Yeah.
send you the flyer.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. And I think that the stars are aligned because you mentioned something about Stewart. Did you say
Stewart
Stewart
something
Avenue.
Avenue.
about
Yes.
Stewart Avenue, Stewart Town? I
Yes.
am a Methodist. I'm a
It's
Methodist.
nice. Nice.
So, the stars are aligned. It seemed like I have to go.
Yes,
I have to
absolutely.
attend. Yeah. And I'm a Brown, you're a Brown, and she's a Brown.
Yes, we
So
are
we're all
all
linked, we're all lined up. But
wonderful.
you mentioned about community. And I know Stewart Town, is a very, it's a strong community. But can you tell me of any initiatives that you have to strengthen the bonds between the wider Stewartown community from the primary school into the high school? Do you have any initiatives to strengthen those bonds?
So before I tell you about our initiatives, I'll just mention to you that um, the Westwood High School Schools Challenge quiz team came second in the recent Schools Challenge quiz competition in Jamaica.
Okay.
And as a result, the school hosted a
Pep rally.
celebratory,
Pep rally,
Okay.
basically.
okay, for them. When was it? Monday morning. They actually marched. They gathered in Stewartown Square and marched from there. They gathered there and did the rally there.
Okay.
So it was a celebration not just for the school, but for the school community. So it included Stewartown and then marched up to the school. How nice is that, right?
Beautiful.
So one of the things that we are doing is we have partnered with a group out of Stewartown. So they're living all over, both in Stewartown and here in the US, Canada, other places. Um, and we partner in that we provide backpacks and supplies to all the students at the primary and infant school. And we have done this now for 2 years, so this is going to be our third year that we're participating. And this is all in steps that we're making towards adopting the primary and infant school. I believe it was last year before the hurricane. I don't remember what month it was, but we facilitated the donation of 10 computers to their computer room at the primary and infant school through Cornwall College, Old Boys Association, the Mid-Atlantic chapter, through Trevor and I don't remember his name now. Trevor.
And Trevor and Neville Bell by any chance?
Yes. Yes, through their organization. Yes.
You know
The
that
Share the Wealth program that they have. So Westwood benefits from that program, right? And I was made aware that they had a shipment of computers going down, and I knew the primary and infant school needed some computers, and so we were able to facilitate that donation.
you know that we
And
have
we have also in the past given them tablets. We have also given tablets to the students. So we are really working very intentionally on adopting the primary and infant school.
I'm familiar with the Share the Wealth program, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Never
Okay.
I thought we have already interviewed Never Bell on this program.
Yes. We saw it on YouTube. Yes.
Oh, okay. And the Trevor that you mentioned, I know he's a little, he likes to be in the background too much. But Trevor who? There are lots of Trevor. Is it Trevor Smith? Which Trevor is this one?
Oh boy, Trevor Tomlinson.
Beautiful. I got him.
Trevor Tomlinson. Yes.
Can I
He's
just
very, very, very kind to Westwood and to us.
Exceptional individual.
Yes. His sister actually is a Westwood Old Girl.
Yes, yes. Okay. And
So the
you
name
see,
of
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I am so sorry. The name of the organization before you switch gears that we partner with, I just love their name. It's the Stewartown Community Upliftment Project. So you asked about Stewartown. That's the organization that we partner with. So we're definitely
Yes.
engraved into the community.
Yes. Thank you,
Yes.
Natoya. Thanks for that.
Yes, yes. And this is beautiful because the gem on the hill, is that correct? And Cornwall is the school on the hill.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
So you see, all these alignments are pointing in one
Yes.
direction.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So if I should say to you, the most famous alumni of Westwood. So right now for Mr. Trevor Smith, it's Jennifer Brown and Natoya Brown-Dent. But who is in your mind the most famous? Or
So
one of
there was a lady who attended Westwood High School way back when, and she eventually was married to this very famous man from St. Anne.
My
named
favorite
Marcus Garvey.
St.
Named
Anne.
Marcus Garvey. And her name, Natoya, you're gonna have to remind me her name. Amy
Ashwood.
Ashwood Garvey. Yes.
Yes. So,
I
Professor, you see how
I do
famous
believe.
Westwood is?
Oh, he's on mute.
No, go ahead, Jennifer.
No, I said he's on mute.
Yes,
Oh,
I guess I'm really looking at the stars being aligned. I say that because I have 7 nieces and nephews, and they're Garveys.
there
I
you
Wow.
have
go.
I have one brother, and he's a Garvey.
Wow.
Yes, so they are connected. They do that thing they do in Saint Anne, on an ongoing basis where they do get together and things like that. So it's it rang a bell when that came into into the circle.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Professor, I'm
You
going to
know?
I'm going to
Yeah.
I'm going to throw you a lifeline. If you are unable because you have previous engagements on Memorial Weekend, just know 10-10, right? It's very easy to remember. On 10-10, it's going to be our gala, and it's going to be a live jazz gala. So we are going to set the red carpet and give you your placement with your name that says VIP 10-10. So we have a long time for you to get
You know,
to New York, okay? And this
you,
one's going to be in the Bronx, all right? It will be in the
you
Bronx.
know that before I came back after COVID to Atlanta, I did 7 years planning with Paulette Willoughby the New York Independence Ball. That is, you know, and all the meetings that we had after we moved out of the consulate where we used to have our meetings, we had them in Brooklyn in our conference room on Atlantic Avenue. Okay. so,
New York
so,
misses you.
well, I am as tight in New York now as if I was living in New York. To the extent that they don't see me, but I have not broken off any of the relationships I had, or no, they will not allow me to break off the relationships I had, and I have no interest in breaking them either. But I will,
You shouldn't.
but 10-10 I will remember.
Wonderful.
Yes. And it's very significant for us
Yes.
because it's our 10th anniversary. That's happening on the 10th day of the 10th month of the year.
Right.
So that is extremely significant to us.
Now you do have a donation button on your website.
It's being worked on.
We do. We do. We do. We do.
Well, you can
Okay.
you can share that information right now, website address and ability to share.
So that was the photo we sent over. So our website is 2 words, the WOGA, right? THEWOGA.org. That's our website. And all our handles are pretty much consistent. WOGA NY or WOGA New York on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Give Butter, that if you click our donation button on our website, it will take you to our Give Butter. Obviously, Monstrous Melissa left us in a state that is very disheartening to say the least. So we're definitely in need. So that campaign is to rebuild the school post Hurricane Melissa. And our events are on Eventbrite. Same thing, WOGA New York, you can find us there.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Professor, well, before we wrap up, there's an award or I'm going to just mention the name, and either of the ladies can, or both of you can say something about it. And this is the High Achievers Through the Seasons at Westwood High School. Can you just let us know what that is all about?
Natoya, you want to talk about that?
So hats. Well, it goes both, right? So we have our Jippy Jappa, not straw, hats, but high achievers throughout all seasons. Um, just by any if you throw a rock, you'll hit a Westwood girl that's achieving, right? And we are what I would like to say, like a web. We are in everything and every from law, obviously, to medicine, to even AI, to marketing, you name it, we're there. And everywhere we are a high achiever, putting it mildly. Um, so the synonym the hats, it goes without saying. Whatever we do it to the best of our ability. Especially the fact that we had to endure some not so favorable conditions at Westwood. So we expect the best, we give the best. And I would like to say that I am very, very happy and impressed to see where we are. We're in government. We are in, aren't we in the parliament right now? Without calling the names.
Yes, and we have always had Westwood alumni in government. They're
Not just in
always
the
have
Jamaican
always
government.
been serving.
Yes, not just in the Jamaican
Mhm.
government, but in also the American government as well. Um, I just want to go two steps back to the school's challenge quiz. If anybody want to sit on the edge of their seat and bite their nails, they should watch that last match. Westwood gave them a fight to the end. It was by 1 point at the last buzzer. So again, it's just who we are and
High
very happy to
achievers
say
throughout all seasons.
whatever season we are high achievers. So,
Excellent. And Jennifer,
Yes.
JLK, would you like
JKL.
JAL Productions?
It's JKL. And
JKL, yes.
yes. And this is so I'm retired now. I retired from corporate America a few years ago. And together with Carlene Largy and Leslie Ann Samuel, we formed JKL Productions, a consulting company where we offer leadership development, event planning and management, um, customer service workshops we offer, and organizational planning, development, and training.
And I am very
And
familiar.
and that we offer to our community. You know, we want to elevate the caliber of services that are offered within our community. And so altogether combined, we come with like 90 years of experience, right? We all three of us were in leadership in some way, shape, or form. And so we have brought that to JKL.
Okay. So the K is for Carlene.
K, K
The
for
K.
Carlene, J for
So
Jennifer, K for Carlene, L for Leslie Ann,
so I know that the K has to do with immaculate,
and the L.
and the L also.
Yes,
Okay, beautiful,
yes.
beautiful.
Very organic that the girls' schools got together, right?
Yes, absolutely.
A Kingston school and a country school, yes.
No, a Jamaican school and a Kingston school.
Well, a Kingston school and a country school.
Yeah, but I call the country school Jamaican schools. That's the real Jamaica. But that's just our little joke there. And Sir Trevor, we have seen intelligence pouring out from these two ladies, and we can see why building a bridge from the community to Westwood creates opportunities for the youngsters and
Sure.
impacting their lives even forevermore. Because as we can see what they went through at Westwood, and we can see it just pouring out of them with every word, every gesture, every smile, every nod of the head. And these are true Westwood persons. And to close off, I'll let you know that I am from Trelawney, proud,
Wow.
and many, many, many of my relatives attended Westwood High School. And so I feel like I'm amongst friends this
Oh,
evening. Yes,
oh, that's awesome. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
yes.
Thank you for saying that. Westwood High School is a real gem in Jamaica. It's hidden right there across from the cockpit country
Mhm.
and sitting there up on the hilltop. Um, we are very proud of our school. We are very proud of the training that we got there, the education that we got, the friends that we have made, the sisterhood that we're trying to create in our alumni association. And I have to tell you, I think Natoya alluded to this earlier. You recognize a Westwood girl just by her poise, you know? And then don't let us start eating, because putting rice on the back of the fork is like the most difficult thing that you can do, right? This is something that we were taught to do at Westwood, and some of us still carry it. One of the things that I carry with me to this day, I cannot lie on a bed with rumpled sheet. My sheet has to be straightened out. My bed has to be perfectly made, or else I cannot lie on that bed. So they're just some things that have stayed with us, and they have made us who we are today. And I am a very proud Westwood old girl. Yes.
Beautiful. And Professor, before you wrap up, we'd like to give Natoya a chance for a few words because I know she has something to tell us that we must attend.
Well, yes, absolutely. Especially because you're my family, Mr. Brown, and especially because you're a friend of WOGA, and especially because we're going to call you a Westwood old boy, right? With all your family members. We have your seat, your VIP seat, ready and waiting at the tea party. But 10-10, 10-10, 10-10 is our gala, and it's a, do you guys like jazz music? Who doesn't like jazz music, right? So we are going to take all of that wonderful, fun, vibrant, all the excitement from the tea party and roll it into our jazz gala. So again, Professor, if Memorial Weekend is too close, we have your VIP table ticket waiting for you at our gala. And for your listeners, just know we do this every year. Our tea party is annual. We have our pickleball. It's so much fun. We also, Jennifer, how about our Ronald McDonald House that we did? We don't only help the Stewart Town and the communities in Jamaica, but we help here in New York City. We fed families this Thanksgiving at the Ronald McDonald House, right? Women and children.
During giving season.
During giving season, we also pop-ups. So we were just in Melville at Raymore Flanagan, so people can know about us. Yes, we are a Jamaican school, but we are the New York chapter. So New Yorkers are going to know about us. TheWOGA.org has all the information, all the details. And we just want to say thank you so very much for giving us this opportunity. We do not take it lightly. We are excited to be here. We may not show it, but it's because of that deformed and that voice that we.
Oh no, I think that they gather that, but we're a little composed because we're Westwood girls. Um, we are inviting, we're open to membership. We
Yes.
can never have too many members. We have 3 tiers of membership. There's the core membership for those of us who passed through the doors at Westwood. You didn't have to graduate to be a Westwood Old Girl. We have the cyber chapter, which is only online, obviously. And we have a Friends of WOGA membership tier, Friend of WOGA membership tier. So for anybody who did not go to Westwood but believes in what we're doing, has a philanthropic mind, is a friend, family, colleague, next door neighbor, church, sister, brother, or what have you, off Westwood, anybody from Westwood, you're welcome to join as a friend of WOGA. Okay? And our website explains all of that. Thank you so much for this opportunity. You know, when was it? About 2 weeks ago, I was promoting something for WOGA New York and mentioned Westwood High School in Jamaica, and somebody said, I have never heard of that school. As a matter of fact, more than one. And I was so floored. I couldn't believe that in 2026, there are still people who have never heard of us. I used to hear that 10 years ago, 9 years ago, but didn't know that I would still hear that. So thank you, because you're helping to promote Westwood High School and WOGA New York, the organization. And hopefully in the next year or so, we won't get that kind of response anymore.
Well,
Okay, Professor.
let me say thank you so much for being available to spend the time with our community. Some of the things you have spoken about, they resonate with and they will resonate with members of our community. And one of the feedback I've received from persons who have watched many of these legacy series is that there's so many of them that will say, Trevor, there's so many undiscovered. You know, so many undiscovered. And one of the things I would really like to see you do at one of your events is having that posture contest. Dale, you might not know about it, but in the good old days, they would have a glass of water on top of their heads and they
Oh yes, yeah, we can definitely do that. Okay. We can definitely do that.
Okay, yes. That is how posture was maintained, Brother Dale. Okay.
Yes.
So yes, I do know about the discipline. And yes, I unfortunately grew up with an aunt who went to Manig. And of course, one of my duty every evening was to go and set the table. And even if we were not drinking soup, I had to put the soup spoon.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Complete set.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at Westwood therefore as one of the schools that carried the discipline.
Yeah.
Okay, that carried the discipline forward from so long ago. And as much as we might not admire the British system, they were the most disciplined of the empires.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, they were the most disciplined. I thank you so much. I would like a copy of your logo to be sent to me ASAP, because there are things I do that you will be exposed to and will create some opportunities for you as you go forward. My telephone number is 347-538-0276. The email address is contact@sosobone.com. And I'm going to say to you what we have always said, Dale, to those who have shared the platform. You are now a roving ambassador for the platform.
Oh,
So our theme this year
that's
is
great.
Legacy in Bloom, Legacy in Motion, Legacy in Bloom. So this is perfect for us. Thank you so very much.
And Professor, if I may
Thank
add
you.
another alignment, you are on the legacy series.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We started the legacy since last year for our 9th anniversary leading into the 10th. So our legacy in motion is for our for the entire year, but our Tea Party theme is legacy in bloom.
Yes.
Yeah, so perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Again, I say
We're
thank
very
you.
grateful.
And
God
We're very
bless you both.
grateful.
Thank you.
thank you.
Yes, and thank you for
Okay,
coming. Yes.
you're welcome. Anytime. We'd love to come back if you'll have us again.
Absolutely. And you don't have to wait for an invitation. Just drop me a line and say, we would love to come
Oh,
next week.
absolutely.
Yes.
We do have a board of 9, so we may come with others next time, or some
Yes.
others may come in place of Natoya myself.
Okay.